whew, it's amazing how like both healing and painful it is to talk about your story. And I cannot believe that it has taken me 4.5 years to fully tell what all happened while I was in Beachbody. So let's get into coaching. All right, so when I purchased my challenge pack, I believe they changed the name. I think they're now called Total Success, or I don't know, something like that. They changed the name to make it sound more appealing. But I bought my challenge pack because it was on sale and it came with Shakeology, and my I definitely wouldn't call her a friend now, but an acquaintance from high school was doing it online, and it looked amazing, and it looked like she was having a lot of fun and a lot of success, and she was helping tons of people, and wow, this looks great. And you know, she has a new challenge group coming up with 5 open spots. I can't believe I fell for that. Anyway, not 5. They will take anybody and everybody who are willing to pay the money, just so you know. If you see anyone that says 5 spots, 10 spots, they are lying. But I was like, oh my gosh, if she only has 5 spots, I better, jump right on this. So I contacted her. And she was like, oh, absolutely. I can totally help you with this. I can help you in your weight loss journey. We've got this. And I would recommend, though, that you sign up with as a coach. And I was like, I can't be a coach. Nobody would want to follow me. Why would I do that? I don't think I can do what you do. And she's like, oh, well, you don't have to. You don't have to do what I do. Just sign up for the discount. You can be a discount coach. Okay. What are the perks of doing that? Well, you get this great discount. I can't remember what it was, 20% maybe. And true, you do have to pay a monthly fee, which basically eats up that discount. But just in case someone decides to join you, then you could totally make a commission. It'd be great. Okay, like it makes sense. It made sense to me. So I signed up. Sweet. I don't want to do it though. Like, I'm not going to do it as a business. I'm just going to do it. And by this point, I had already lost over 50 pounds doing Beachbody programs, but not necessarily. I didn't do Shakeology until I signed up. And I just kind of was following my own meal plan. So I signed up with 21 Day Fix. And then it's like, well, start sharing your story online. And it was like, okay, I guess I can do that. I've had tons of people ask me, at church or whatever, what I'm doing, and I can start sharing. I guess there's no harm in that. Oh, wait. If you sign up as a coach, there's a program called Success Starter. And if you hit Success Club like 3 months in a row, your ticket to Summit is free. So maybe you should try and do that. Okay, well, I wasn't really going to coach, but okay. I did a post about my weight loss and asked if anyone wanted to join me, and it was crazy. The amount of challenge packs that I sold was insane because I'd had success. Like, I looked great. I was happy. I was, glowing. I had done all of these things, and people wanted to do it. People wanted to do it with me. They were inspired by me. And it was like, what? And as I started, I reached out to my coach, and she was like, holy cow. I'm not sure what you should do, because guess what, you guys? She was not successful. She wasn't successful. She didn't have a ton of people she was helping. She made it look like that. She had no clue how to help me. None. So I bypassed her and went to her coach because she was having success. She was a diamond coach. She could not get people to stay diamond. So at that point, she was still, I think, just a diamond. But she was having a lot of success. So she was like, okay, let me send you a video to watch that talks a little bit about the business part, because you should probably realize what that all is before you join or before you start signing people up. And I was like, okay. So I started watching all these videos. How do you do this? And the very first thing that you're supposed to do, I don't know if they still teach this or not, but I've heard that they do, is you want to sign your husband up automatically. Why? Because, and I'm going to do a whole video diagramming this because they make it almost impossible to figure out. But I'm here and I have 2 legs, and those 2 legs are where the real money is. Those legs are what is going to give you team cycle bonus once you start hitting goals. And if you have your husband under you, guess what? You can work his account as well. He doesn't have to do anything. Work his account as well. And you can totally control this leg. And you know, I don't know, do you have a family member or someone that you could put on this other leg right under you? Because guess what? You can then control all of it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Not only am I controlling it, but then we would get paid on all of those different like legs. This totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. I watched a video from a woman who has been in the top 10 and is by far one of the most successful coaches, and she kind of diagrammed it out. And you have, with your 2 legs, you have your weak leg and your strong leg. And you are supposed to make judgment calls on, is this person going to be a pretty good team builder, or is this person not going to be a team builder? Do I want them in my strong leg, or do I want them in my weak leg? And do I need to start like stacking them down? And from like coming from a business background, I was all about this. I was like, sweet, let's look. I know human behavior. I did human resources for 15 years. So I did recruiting. Let's go. So I signed my husband up. I signed my mom up. And guess what that makes me? An Emerald coach. That's right. I got my first promotion. And how did I get my first promotion? By paying for a challenge pack for my husband and paying for a challenge pack for my mom. Because I wasn't going to ask my mom to do it. But I signed her up as a coach. And we paid for both of those challenge packs. And it was like, oh, you'll totally be fine because your husband will drink it too. He'll drink the Shakeology. So it's all good. Okay, I got this. What I didn't know was that my coach, when she had signed me up on her weak leg. And guess what? Her coach had signed her up on her weak leg. What does that mean? It means that very few people are getting placed below us. And getting a bonus was almost impossible because they had put us on the wrong leg. That's what it is. I was placed on the wrong leg. It was truly like luck of the draw, and they didn't make a good decision. So I'm like, okay, I didn't know any of this, and for quite a while. So I was on a weak leg, and I don't know, I believe actually my grandma coach was on a strong leg, but she had placed us weak. So I'm like, okay, all right, when you sign people up, try and get them all to sign up as discount coaches. Why? Because then that's going to build your legs, and then you can advance to diamond faster. Oh, that totally makes sense. Okay, and while you're doing it, to get to diamond, you have to have 2 emeralds under you. You should probably have that be your mom and your husband. Because then all you have to do is fill in discount coaches and you're golden. Like, oh, that totally makes sense. So I was selling like you guys would not believe. I would sell. So the goal was Success Club 5, which you basically have to hit 6 because a challenge pack is 2 points. So I'd have to sell at least 3 challenge packs every month for me to hit my goal. And 3 for my husband in order for him to hit his goal. And 3 for my mom in order to hit the goal under there, so that my legs are starting to go. So I'm going to get all of this bonus. And it was like, holy crap, I am tired. But this is going to be amazing. And this is going to provide me financial freedom. And this is going to just be amazing. So I was working non-stop. And I was really inspirational. Not to toot my own horn, but I mean, I lost 75 pounds. People were like, I want to do what you're doing. I want you to coach me. You obviously know what you're doing. Let's go. And so I was recruiting in a Success Club machine. I hit Success Starter, which was, the first 3 months. And I was like, but wait, why can't I make it to Diamond? I'm having such a hard time making it to Diamond, because guess what? As soon as I put one person under me, someone else that I'd put fell off. People were only staying with me for, 1 or 2 months because it is freaking expensive. So it's like this hamster wheel, and I would get someone and I would be like, yes, I'm going to be in Diamond qualification status, which I believe you had to hold for 6 weeks. You had to hold that rank and meet the qualifications for 6 weeks completely before you could advance. And as soon as I would get someone in, someone else would fall. And it was like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to do this. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, I've maxed my warm market. I don't know where to go from here. Super easy. Join mom groups, join community groups, offer free clean eating groups, all of these different things that, offer them for free, and then you build your friends. Because in order for, me to add you to a group, I'm just going to send you a quick friend request. So I was friend requesting like mad and running these free clean eating groups, which I actually really enjoyed, but I wasn't making money. I wasn't making much money at all, because every challenge pack, you'd make like 25%. I think it was around $35 per challenge pack. But in order for me to pay for everything that I was ordering, I had to sell a lot of challenge packs, because I'm also ordering the crap under my husband, crap under my mom. It was nuts. So it's like, wait, am I really making any money? Because I'm getting these checks and I'm posting these, inspirational posts of look how much money I'm making, but how much am I spending? I'm not going to worry about that. Just so you know, you should always worry about that. You should be keeping a profit and loss statement. It was something that I didn't do. And when I started doing it, I got really mad. Anyway, so keep in mind, during all of this, I'm doing my free clean eating groups, I'm running challenge groups, I'm selling like mad, I get certified to teach classes, and I'm teaching classes, and that is where my passion is. My passion is in fitness, and I'm having a great time, but I'm not going to make any money doing that, obviously, so I'm going to have to do all of these other things. Feeling totally icky, because it felt like every time I made a friend, I had an agenda. It was like, okay, could this person be that person? Could they be my golden person who's going to be a diamond? Absolutely. Like, it felt really disgusting that I was making a lot of friends, and in the back of my head was always, how can I present the business opportunity? How can I present the business opportunity to them? How can I get them involved? And it was rough. My relationship with my boss, can't believe they're not your boss. You're your own boss. Not true. So my coach was a hot mess. She was not successful. She was not really a leader in any way, shape, or form. And so, like I said, I kind of skipped her, which caused problems, and went to her coach, because her coach seemed to be having pretty good success. We would complain to each other that, Kyle, this is super hard. It's okay. They say you just have to keep going. It's not going to happen overnight. You got to keep going. You got to keep filling it, because one day you're going to hit that tipping point, right? Read your personal development. You're going to hit your tipping point. It is all good. You've got this. I was in so many mastermind groups, a rush for diamond. And why was I in a rush for diamond? Because my coach needed to rank up so that her coach could rank up, so that her coach could rank up. And so they would push you in these groups to do more. You're not doing enough. You're not selling enough. You're not talking about it enough. You're not showing that you're a product of the product enough. I was never enough. I never felt like I was doing enough, even though I was always on the leaderboard for most recruits, most challenge packs sold. I was always on the leaderboard. But yet I wasn't making money, and I wasn't, like, it just didn't make sense to me. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna trust the process. I don't remember in what order. Let me talk about Summit. Oh, it was Summit first. So I went to Summit. And it really was just kind of, looking back on it, it was very culty. Very culty. We all looked the same. We all talked the same. We really had our own, our own language. We would have to get up super early to get position, to get a place to do the workout because they overbooked everything. You would do these workouts with the master trainers and not be able to even fit in there. And they would have this, you'd have to earn the opportunity to enroll early for different trainers because some of the trainers are definitely more popular than others. I convinced my entire group and all the coaches that came from the bigger team that I was on to go to Shalene's class because Shalene was teaching turbo, and I was like, I have never done turbo with her. I want to do live with Shalene, and it was an amazing experience. It was amazing, by the way. But we were doing things from like 3 or 4 a.m. until 11 or 12. We were going all day, which is actually a cult tactic. Get them tired. And we went to classes all day long. And so it was just this constant indoctrination. And I'm just looking because I have to take my child to work. Anyway, it's this constant indoctrination and how you're not doing enough and you should be doing more, but they never tell you what that more is. They never give you like nuts and bolts of how to do it. Well, you need to find 5 rock stars. Okay, how do I find 5 rock stars? Well, you just need to be in like a mom group, make friends. How do I do that? Because most of these mom groups have other Beachbody coaches in them because that's what you're telling everyone to do. And so we're all in there. How is this supposed to work? Because we're all being told to do the exact same things. And there's a lot of us. There are a lot of us. And, most people are like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm not doing Beachbody. I'm not doing an MLM. And it was like, why are you guys haters? And so I always was feeling like I wasn't enough. I wasn't doing enough. I needed to wake up even earlier, even though I was waking up every day at 4, so that I could work my business and work out and read personal development before my kids even got up. I was listening to the podcast. I was doing all of the things. But I wasn't having success. I did hit diamond. So that was Summit, right? And you're sleeping in a room with like 6 other girls because they don't have, and I can't believe I said girls. It's so demeaning the way that we end up talking to each other in multi-level marketing cults. I was there with 6 other friends. We're all in the same hotel room because the hotel rooms were so expensive because they jack up the prices, and you couldn't get a hotel room because it was, Beachbody convention land. It was all the Huns. All the Huns were there, and it was ridiculous, right? But I will say I did have fun. I had all of my friends, it was great. Well, they also have Success Club trips, which if you hit Success Club for all of these, months, you can earn a free trip. And if you have hit them, you get to register early. You earn money each month as long as you're making goals towards the cost of it. Like, yeah, I want a free trip. I want a free trip to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. I totally want a free trip. It was anything but free. Okay. This free trip, I had to we were responsible for our own airfare, for our own transportation, any additional things we wanted to do while we were there, we had to pay for. It was great because it was an all-inclusive resort, and I don't drink alcohol, so I didn't have to pay for, extra drinks or whatever. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be amazing. And I'm so excited. Obviously, my coach wasn't going to get to go because she wasn't successful. There were most months she didn't have any sales. And so, she's not going to go. But I can go with my BFF, who is her coach. And we were talking about it, and she was not making enough to have enough money to be able to go on this free trip. She couldn't afford to go because how expensive airfare was, how expensive, the transportation and all of these different things. And it was like, well, I want you to go with me. I want you to be there. That's important to me. We have done all of this together, and I want you to do it with me. So I'll pay for it. My husband and I talked to my husband, and he's like, sure, we can do it. We're getting a bonus about that time, so we will use our bonus. They can pay us back later, and we're all gonna go. So we all went to Punta Cana. This free trip probably cost me, I don't know, $5,000. Plus, they also don't tell you that they're going to count that as income at the end of the year, so you're gonna have to pay taxes on it. All of these fine print things that you just don't realize, and that nobody tells you. Punta Cana was amazing, and it was so much fun, and we were with friends. The guys all went, deep sea fishing, and it was awesome. But it was expensive. It was expensive to go. And we would have early morning workouts, which I didn't really count as my workout because guess what? They were so packed that you really couldn't do your own workout. You couldn't work out. Like full on, get a good workout. No, they were too packed. But you'd go early to the workouts, then you would shower and, whatever, go to breakfast. Then they had seminars. So this free, relaxing trip, we actually did a lot of meetings. And then there were so many things that we didn't get to go to because they were reserved for the elite or the top 10 or, whatever. And so there were all of these like secret meetings that, sorry, you're a lowly diamond or whatever, and you don't get to go to that. So that was Punta Cana. I worked my butt off to achieve diamond so that I could go to a retreat. So I could go to a retreat that my great grandma coach was holding for diamonds on her team. And keep in mind, so she's my great grandma, so she's been in for years. I think there were maybe 20 or 30 of us at this retreat. And this would be her coaches, their coaches, their coaches, their coaches, like all the way down. Wait a minute. So you've been doing this for 5 years. There's only like 30 of us here in your entire organization. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me that that's all you would have. And what I would quickly find out is that as soon as someone hit a rank, they lost it. Like maintaining a rank is really hard. So you'll have these coaches who are like, ooh, I'm a superstar 3. Okay, you hit that. What are you now? Because I guarantee you're not that now. Because every time you recruit someone else falls. And it's this constant churn. And it started to become really apparent to me. Like, wait a minute. All of these people that are the top coaches are working all the time. There's no time freedom. There's none of this. Now, those who had gotten in super early, they had some time freedom because they had all of us doing everything at the bottom. So I was really growing disenchanted with it. And about the same time, my health journey is sucking. I am going up and down and up and down, and I can't make it work. And what is even happening? And how do I do this? And I was getting disenchanted by all of it. And then I started seeing the false posts, the lies, the outright lies that some of these coaches were doing. Oh, look at my results. Those are not your results. Your current picture, you put as your before picture. That after picture, you had that like 3 years ago. That is not accurate. That is not current. That's not what is happening. And you would see like what they were saying they were making. Well, then why did I have to pay for all of these things? Or, it's like, wait, you're portraying this toxic positivity, which is what I know it is now. And you're doing all of this on social media. You're lying. You are lying. And I couldn't do it. I was like, okay. So I kind of was backing off. I was backing off of all the posting. And I was in the secret keto group, which all of these coaches were in. These top coaches were all in this, and they're all having success, and they're posting before and afters, but they're attributing it to Beachbody programs. They're attributing it to 21 Day Fix when I know that they're eating bacon. I know that they're not following it. They're doing keto, and it is working for them. It is. So I was getting really disenchanted and was like, what in the world? Well, my great grandma coach left. She was super successful. She had done national wake up calls, was super successful. She left and she went to prove it. And I was like, what? What is even happening? Block them. Block them. They're going to start spouting lies. Don't even listen to them. Okay. This person who was a friend, I'm going to go ahead and block them. It totally makes sense. Well, then guess what? Another coach that was and she actually may have gone before my great grandma, but she was in my great great grandma. She was one of her direct coaches. She left. She went to prove it. And why did she do it? Because she had gotten wined and dined and told, like, if you come in here at the very tippy tip, you're going to crush it. And guess what? She did, because she took tons of people with her. It totally like raped and pillaged this downline. And it was like, block them. You don't want to follow them. Block them. Okay, I will block them, but what? It was this cognitive dissonance was real. And then another coach that I followed, because she was in like the turbo universe. She had been a master trainer, I think, but she was a turbo fire instructor, and she was super good friends with Shalene. And so I had followed her because she was a Beachbody coach, and she went to prove it. And I'm like, what? And then more and more I started thinking, wait, keto is working for me. I feel great. Maybe there's something to this other company. And so I ordered ketones, and I didn't order them through anybody because I didn't want anyone to know what I was doing. It was like, it felt all secretive, and I felt so guilty for trying something else. How can I be disloyal? So I ordered them on Amazon, actually. And I tried them. And I felt amazing. I was like, holy crap, where has this been? This is awesome. I feel great. And I knew at that point that I could not continue to support and promote something that didn't work for me. And I decided to quit. And I decided to join Prove It, not under anyone that had been in my coaching organization, because I saw things and I knew things, but surely this other coach, it's going to be different. It's never different. They are all the same. The product may change, the business structure, the integrity, and the people don't change, just so you know. They just move from one to another. They're all the same. So here's what happens. I quit. And I do my post of, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. This is what is going on. And put that up. My coach then goes to one of my old posts. I quit in December. She goes to a post from July. And the exact thing that she put was, so this didn't work for you. I'm calling you out. And commented on this old post, which then pops it up to Facebook. I replied, and someday I may share these, but I replied and was like, I never said it didn't work. I never said that. I said it stopped working. And we went back and forth on comments for a couple. And then I was just like crushed. I was so crushed that this person who I thought was my friend would do this. And I turned off all my social media and I went to bed. And I was like, I can't do this. I was crying. I was so upset. And the next morning I get up and I open up my Facebook and I open up my text messages and I open up all my stuff. And the amount of support that I had in my community was insane. They flooded the comments and tagged her in everything and ripped her apart. And they were like, I cannot believe you're doing this. Probably because she's not making you money anymore, which was true. She really only made money from me and from my sales. And, you're doing this because of that. She has the most integrity, and she had, she never said it didn't work. She said it stopped working for her, which, if you've been following her, is true. She's been at a plateau. Like, all of this makes sense. And just because she's not making you money anymore doesn't mean that, you have the right to do this. So that was Facebook. Well, then guess what? When you quit, all of my coaches and my customer rolled to my coach that had just done this. Well, all of them got an email from Beachbody that their new coach was this woman. And here's all of her contact information. So my group, my people started, because she would block them, they started texting her and were like, this is a bunch of crap, and I want nothing to do with Beachbody, and I want nothing to do with you. If this is how you were going to act. She did a live video about it. Like, it was crazy. She then called me because she had blocked me on everything. She called and left me a voicemail about, she told me that I needed to call off my dogs and that I needed to quit giving people her information, which I never did. I never gave anyone her information. Beachbody gave everyone her information. And she went off on this message about how hard it was for her to live up to the Amy standard, how hard it was to have me on her team as I'm like surpassing her and doing all of these things. And she could never live up to my ideals, and she could never live up to the level of success that I was having, and how horrible it was having me on her team. Like, it was just crazy. And I very quickly found out that you're going to get blocked by everyone that I loved, everyone that was my friend, everyone that was my bestie. They were gone, just gone. Couldn't even find them because they all blocked me. So this group that you build, and this, this amazing group of women who uplift and support you, drop you like a hot potato as soon as you decide that you want to do something different and that what you're doing isn't working in your life. Well, guess what? They drop you because you are no longer making them money. So I tanked the businesses all the way up, like, because I was bringing in a lot of volume, totally destroyed that whole leg. And I had to do it. I couldn't continue doing what I was doing and really lying. I felt like I was lying all the time. I wasn't happy. I wasn't making all this money. I thought I was, but then when you start looking at what you're spending, no, I was not. My poor husband, bless his heart, was so patient with me and was listening, and he supported me in everything, even though he knew. He's like, Amy, quit this. Stop. Like, it's destroying you. It's destroying you mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. Like, this is a hot mess. But I didn't listen because I was so deep in, and I got so deep in so quickly. And I loved it. I loved helping people. I loved helping people with their fitness and with their health. But I knew I wasn't qualified to do that. I didn't know what to do. I started to figure it out because I became certified. And I was like, wait, some of the workouts that these guys do, people shouldn't be doing these. These are super advanced. And we're saying anyone can do it. No, there are some people who probably shouldn't. But I don't know enough to know if you should or shouldn't do this. And the only nutrition information I know is what the company has told me. And it's like, wait a minute. You really have to deconstruct your beliefs in everything. And it kind of starts this like, and it was a mess. It was a mess, but I'm grateful for it. I learned so much, and I'm going to continue to talk about my experiences, and I'll talk about Prove It. That one I can probably combine my health and my business journey in one, because I didn't do it that long. I became disillusioned very quickly with that company. The lack of integrity is nuts. But that's my Beachbody coaching story. I was a diamond coach. I was in like the top, and was so much worse off than before I started. So all of these lives that you see on social media, I wouldn't believe them. It's true, if they got in at the very, very beginning, they're probably doing pretty well, but only because other people below them are failing. And I'm gonna do some more posts and kind of explain the business. I bought whiteboards for it because, you guys, unless you have a visual, it doesn't make sense. And they make them that way intentionally. The comp plans are so confusing and so misleading, and truly make the business structure, makes it impossible, nearly impossible. Over 99% of people fail because that is how the business model is set up. So I'm excited. I'm excited to show more of these truths. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think below in the comment section. Like and subscribe. I can't wait to share more information and to share more of my truths. Thank you.